And now that you are back down to the surface, I want you to look around me and tell me, what do you see? Are you feeling outdoors, indoors? What's the first impression you have? And as I'm speaking, you might start to sense and feel the answer.
Yeah, so I feel cold and cool and heavy, like carrying a heavy load, armor, and I think maybe this is also why I don't feel so much like directly around. I don't see so much because I can't really sense the restrictions, but I feel like it's full.
Is this armor all over your body?
Yeah, I feel like it's a full body armor, like a helmet.
Okay. What is it made of? You say it's heavy.
Yeah, I feel it's metal, so it's really
Wow.
it's like a full silvery armor.
And you said we. Who else is with you there?
Yeah, so it's like a mid-sized group, like maybe 20, 30 people. It's like a camp, and we're standing there in a circle. The camp is a little bit bigger, but our group is like 10 people, more or less, and well, we're talking about something, but it's quite, it's not a very serious conversation.
How do you feel being with them in this camp, with these people?
I'm quite happy, actually. Quite proud and excited in this moment.
You're excited? Tell me about it. What are you excited about? Is there something coming up? Something?
Yeah, I feel I'm just proud and happy to be in the position I am. But in any case, I feel like I have kind of an important position, and I'm happy with the people around me.
Have a look at your armor or at the campsite there. Is there any flag anywhere of some sort?
So I feel like there's an eagle on there, like a flying eagle. Yeah, like a pose as if you would be capturing something. And the eagle is more brown, and there's a little bit of red on there as well.
Okay. So how do you spend your time?
Yeah, it's just basically training in community, I guess. We are all day doing exercises or doing things, training, fighting, or just eating. Or
I see. Okay. Very nice. So I want you to leave that scene, and I want you to move forward to another important day. And you are there now. What do you see?
Seems like someone is injured. Yeah, we're kind of taking care of someone. I feel he might have fallen off his horse or something like this, like some. It wasn't like
no battle.
No battle, but
okay. You had an accident.
Yeah, I mean, so first it's just affecting me, I guess, because it's a tight group in a sense, and losing one is not doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel. We're kind of all feeling his struggle of potentially, having destroyed his livelihood since.
I see, yes. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. So let's close that scene and move forward to yet another important day in this life that you are viewing. We are now moving forward to another important day.
So I'm meeting a woman in some kind of form, but I'm not sure where we are. And I mean, we've met before. Yeah, we're kind of attracted. It's about time in a sense. At the same time, it's I don't know if I want to, and I don't know if it makes any sense. Because I might die anyways, and then at the same time I'm away most of the time, so it's not. I don't know if there's any point to it, but I still want to. I would still want to have this experience. Yeah, I'm just very excited.
Okay, very good. So let's close that scene and let's move forward to another important day. And you are there now. What do you see?
So, getting ready to leave. We are on the main plaza, on horses this time, and we're just getting ready to leave. And I know that this time I don't want to leave, but that's my job. So we're still preparing, but we're kind of ready to go. Yeah, I know that this woman I saw before, I met before, she's not there, but she'll be waiting kind of along the way, somewhere in the city. And I know that, and it's just, I'm honestly just very, very sad, because time I'm leaving something.
And what happens next?
Yeah, we form there's 2 or 3 horses next to each other, and then we just kind of leave the place and go through the city and out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a longer expedition again. I don't know how long it will take.
I see. Does he say anything to you before you go?
No, she's just waiting somewhere on the side of the road. Because I feel like we've spoke before about the fact that I'm gonna be leaving, and she's sad too, but she can't. We can't do anything about it, and it's just how things are.
Yeah.
And also, not. I don't know. I just don't know really how to deal with that situation entirely.
Okay, thank you. So let's close that scene, and I want you to move forward to the last day of your life. In this life that we are viewing, we are now moving forward to the last day of your life. And you are there now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see? What is happening?
Yeah, it is some type of fight, it is some type of battle. I feel like we are not in a forest, but we're kind of next to a forest. And and it's there's a lot of chaos, I guess, and a lot of killing around. And people are dying, and I feel like we're losing. It wasn't a big group of us, anyways, and I think it's just some type of conflict that just started, and they, I don't know, probably they knew where we're coming, and so I feel like we've been fighting I've been on the horse for some time, and then some guy or someone that comes from the side and just drags me down.
From your horse, you mean?
Yeah. Then they just I feel like I can't do much at this point anymore. Anyways, like they're just around me, and then then they just they smash me like a can, basically.
Okay.
Until I'm dead.
Okay, so did you leave your last breath there in this battlefield? Okay, so tell me what happens after you left your last breath on that body. What's happening?
Yeah, so yeah, I'm leaving this body in some sense, and I just see the bigger scene, and yeah, I can just see our defeat. Like, I think every one of our group has been killed essentially.
Wow. Where did this
Yeah.
battle take place? Was it look like in the terms of the environment? Where was it?
Yeah, so it's like a field next to a forest, but it wasn't like a big battle, so it was like maybe less than 50 of us, and yeah, more from the other side.
Okay, so you left that body. How does it feel like now that you're out of the body?
On the one hand, it feels light. On the other hand, it feels also like, some unresolved things. I feel not. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like at peace with dying there, and I'm like leaving.
Yes.
That way, but it's.
Yes.
I know that it's just the natural course of things.
Mm-hmm. What are the most? If you could put words into it, what are the most prominent emotions you're feeling while you're living this life?
Yeah, pride and sadness. So I'm just, I think, yeah, it was a big part of this life to do what I'm doing with a lot of pride, and I'm also happy to die like this, but also just very, very sad.
About what?
Yeah, I think it's this this woman I told you about. We've been, I think we never married, but I feel like exactly what I thought are like the risks exactly that happened. When I was away a lot of the time, and then at some point I just didn't come back anymore.
So you loved her?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I see. Okay. So let's drift away from that life. We are now drifting and floating away from that life. Leaving this man there to continue on his journey. He will find peace. He will find what he's supposed to find. We are leaving him there to continue on his own path. And I would like to ask if I have permission to connect to his higher self.
Yes.
Do I have the permission to ask questions?
Yes.
I know that you could have brought forth many different lives for him to see today, and you chose to bring forward for him this life that he just visited, that we just visited. Why did you choose that lifetime? Why was it important for him to see this life today?
Yeah, it's simple. It's pride and community. Two things that make a life worth living.
And why today? Why in this life? Why now? Why does he need to remember this in this life? What's the connection with his current life?
Yeah, community has just been missing, and it's just coming back now.
Okay.
He's just about to step into a part of his life where he will be able to experience deep connection and what he has been wishing for so long. And the pride is also, I mean, he has the wrong type of pride and is missing the right type of pride. And with all the, I mean, he knows the potential he has in all of these things, but he's not, he's still afraid to be more, show himself and all of these things.
Can we give him a little bit more explanation about the pride aspect you mentioned?
Yeah, so it's just simply that we are all God in human form, but he's just a powerful representation of the divine masculine, and he's not. he's not showing this fully as he could. He's just, he's just inconsequential with things, and he's also just afraid of others things, and he's, it's easier to stay in some type of shadow or some type of role that is convenient, and taking on responsibility is always scary, and he knows that, and that's why he's I've told him he's whistling, and he knows it.
So, if I understood it correctly, did you say that, in other words, he's here to express the divine masculine energies?
Yeah.
Somehow?
Yeah, and he sees himself that way already. He's a spiritual warrior of some sort. But the point is that he's afraid to go all the way. He's just choosing some steps and not doing the others.
What holds him back?
Some things are just obvious, like more discipline and directedness, and also just doing the necessary work instead of doing some other work, which is also interesting but not necessary.
So he's avoiding it somehow.
Yeah, he's great at finding the best ways to procrastinate very productively, but it's
exactly,
not,
yeah. But why does he procrastinate? He's afraid of, what is he afraid of?
Yeah, he's afraid of his power, kind of, because it is true that he's just a very powerful being in a sense, and then it's just scary to, to face that and be like, go into the world and tell people like, here I am, and I know that he's not deserving. I think he's not deserving. And I mean, right now he is not deserving, but it's just a matter of intention and of how you direct yourself and how you show up. I mean, he also knows this already. It's this intention and attention again, like just learn to master life, and he's on this road, but yeah, he's afraid of himself.
Okay. I wanted to ask you about the life that he just saw, this warrior that died in the battle. I wanted to ask you if there's anything more we need to reveal or release today from that lifetime. He died in the battle. I guess it was quite traumatic at that moment for him. Is there any healing that needs to be done today? Is he still carrying perhaps any trauma, any suppressed emotions related to that life?
No.
Okay, wonderful. So the sadness he was experiencing after he left the body, has this been released?
Yeah, in some sense over time it's went away.
Okay, wonderful. So what would be the main, you already talked about it, just to close this subject with the past life, if there is any other reason that this life was necessary for him to be revealed today, even though I think he would have felt it already that he was a warrior. Because he was telling me, I'm just going to make this question, he said when he was a child he was drawing battlefields, and I wonder why was it anything more, anything else very important that we need to reveal to him today?
Yeah, it's funny that this is coming up. It's not that important in his life, but it's overall important enough, and he's just, he knows and he feels this part of himself, but he's not exercising it enough. So I've been pushing him to do some more sports or do more training and do more. Well, there's 1,000 possibilities, but it's just exercise the body, and you will find peace. And there has been parts that carried over from his life, from this life into this, and it is but he knows about this. There's no point talking about it.
Okay. So he's wondering what would be his ideal career path. What direction would be optimal for him?
Yeah, there's different paths, because we're in a time where there's so many, well, I guess you would say different timelines going, and there's just a million possibilities, but he knows talents and he knows how he can use them, and he's seen possibilities for the future already. It's just, again, that he's not always doing the most important work, so he's just delaying some of this. Most important would be to, and this also he knows already, but to be vulnerable in public, in a sense. I mean, this is the thing. He's gonna face this next anyways, and then to learn how to work with people. He has a lot of these intuitive abilities, but he's missing a system how to use them, and now he's finding more of these systems. And it's also just important to say that it's not necessary to worry too much. Things will come.
Okay. So he will find the way. He was looking for a bit more specific direction, so to say, but from what I understand, it sounds like he somehow, you didn't say directly, but I don't know if that would make sense and it's correct. He kind of knows the direction. Maybe he wasn't very confident enough.
Yeah, it's just a question we've been talking about already. Like, he's been talking with me and he's gotten quite good at this actually. So we've figured this out in some sense, but it's he always wants more answers, and it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But part of it is also just trusting, and first it's always the same, like do the next step and then the next step will be revealed.
Yes, I agree with that. Okay, great. Another question on this topic, I guess, somehow, what would be the most fulfilling and effortless way to financial freedom in the near future?
Yeah, it's the same as this other question he has on the list. Just needs to start working with people directly. It's
one-on-one, you mean?
Yeah, one-on-one and in groups. I mean, he knows that it's like, at some point it's also just going to be maybe giving seminars and speaking to people and all of these things. But right now, the next step is to, at least in this one direction, is to learn how to work with people directly, because this will just help him to see himself and recognize himself in others much more, and it will give him a lot of insight, and it will sharpen his practice, because he's he will just understand so many things, and he will just be way more practical because he needs to be. This will just give him accountability over himself, and I mean, it's a path, but he will be good at it at some point as well.
Okay, sessions first, regardless of the technique, and this will help him then to start working also more, to learn to know himself better, and also work with bigger groups and grow.
It seems like he needs, he wants a technique, he doesn't need it, but he's not good at, devising a system himself, although he has all the tools.
Yeah, sure. And that's okay, right?
But it's all the people today, they want some authority, they want to know why they do things always. Why should I do this? So, well, if he doesn't get good at telling them why, then he needs a reason.
Okay, thank you. What would be the best place, physically speaking, in a physical level, to live in or to travel to?
Yeah, for traveling, he should go to Africa, to West and to South Africa. In any case, he should go to Morocco, and he should go, he knows that he should visit Teacher again in Colombia, and also go to China. There's so much there. It's its own chapter of his past he doesn't know about. But he senses it. But anyways, the south of China is a big part. And yeah, besides this, there's a million other places, but there's a million other places, and he knows about the interesting sites he wants to visit anyway. So yeah, that's enough.
And for living?
Yeah, for living. And the question is when he's gonna live in one place anyways. But yeah, searching in Spain and Portugal is the way, and this is also what he's been thinking about, and it's a good decision.
Okay. He said he sometimes is experiencing anger rising up, and he doesn't understand why. Is there anything you want to share with him?
In a sense, he understands why, but it's it's always the same. Just something got stuck early on, and then once you touch the point, it comes up and takes control. So
when was that point? Where did this anger originated from? Can you take us to the initial point in time?
Yeah, it's something that's even coming from his father, in a sense. It's they're always, in a sense, they're two powerful men, just kind of always feeling like they're in a cage. So it's just frustrating to be limited by random events in the outside world that are just annoying. And obviously they are just annoying, but this is life. So you have to learn to take these things and just be a man instead of screaming around.
How can he let it go?
I think the key is simply to take responsibility. Whatever happens for a reason, and it's always your responsibility to deal with it. If you get angry, you're denying that responsibility because you think you're being punished unjustly or something is unfair, but it's not. And as long as you're not facing that, you're just not honest with yourself. And of course it's not easy, but just stop being a child and just face things.
And would the word accept also, in other words, accept?
Yeah, sure. Accept the situation as it is.
Instead of resisting.
Yeah, no, of course. Of course. That's another way to put it. For him, it's just always the kind of something is unfair sometimes.
Yeah.
And it may feel like that, but again, it's cannot be free if you don't take responsibility, and he knows that. And it's just important in these moments, just create distance to the emotion, step back, observe it, let it die down, and then just do what you need to do.
Okay. You mentioned exercise before, that you have been already telling him to exercise his body more. I guess he's listening to you because he would like to know if there's any specific sport that you would like to recommend to him.
Some martial arts would be good. Some type of slow, body-centered, breathing-centered thing would also be good. So either he continues the yoga or he does more of the Tai Chi.
Okay. Should he change anything about his diet?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. He will just get to the point where he also need to just pay much less attention to the food. This is also something he freaking knows. It's just horrible how childish he can be with that sometimes, but it's okay. He's sometimes just doing whatever he's doing. No, but I don't need to tell him more. He knows what is necessary, and that's fine.
Okay. He's wondering how to access lucid dreaming and astral projection.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. He is truly desiring that, and it would be a big step for him.
What can he do?
It's hard in this phase of life because what he's doing is not on the same wavelength as the dreaming mind. So he's just exercising a different part, which is even in some sort of conflict, if you want, with the dreaming mind. And it will not be easy, but it will come. and can try to unlock some things to strengthen this connection. In a sense, its presence needs to increase. It's actually paying attention to the pictures he receives when he receives them, which is also no news. But yeah, doing the work in the practices which involve imagination, because there's a lot of, this is another point and also something he knows, just practice your imagination.
Are there any crucial limiting beliefs he's holding on to?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest one, she also knows, but it's not, I'm good, not good enough, this. I mean, this is something that's active in his life right now, because it is coming to the surface to be healed, and it's being healed in a sense. It's just a process and it will take more time. But related to the pride, the thing of it's safer, it's better to be small. And he's sick of that. He's so sick of that, but he's also afraid of the other possibility, right? Like, what would happen if you would express a greatness? It would be much harder, but also much, much more beautiful. But yeah, he's moving there. But this is essentially the thing, like, what are you getting from being small? This is the question you should ask yourself over and over until you let go of it.
You mentioned before visiting again his teacher in Colombia. We hope that he will do it, since it's a recommendation. He was also wondering if he will find any other teacher on the way.
Yeah, he will find many teachers, and he will find important teachers. He's not gonna find the Mr. Miyagi type of teacher he wishes for, and this is also something he knows. It's just about you becoming your own teacher, and this is something it's his mission to give this to other people, this ability to find this inner teacher. So naturally, that's his path to go that way. But yes, Alex in Colombia is just an amazing teacher for him, and in a sense, he could be the teacher he desires. Then also, there will be more along the way, material and immaterial and
immaterial also, from the spirit side.
Yeah, I mean, he's working with some of them already, and some more will step forward.
Does he have any connection with Al Moria?
Yes. He doesn't want to hear it. Yeah, I mean, he's trying to block me from saying it, but it is true. His heritage is truly vast. It is the same with his friend, and it's the same with many of you. It's truly a time where the greats are coming back. I'm saying this both with pride and humility, because it's a time where we are needed to really make a change. So we are remembering, and it's beautiful, and for him it's just an anchor right now. He got a little bit scared. He got so scared, but it's okay. His friend, he calls it speed running enlightenment. There's something true about it. He's just remembered many things in such a short time as like not many humans do. So he proposed a path he could take quite quickly, but he didn't want to, and it's fine, because it's really a death to the person you are because of all the transformation that happens. So we wanted to give him this way, but there's also no pressure to take the exit route before the time is there. So there were some doubts, but he doesn't have to feel bad for not chasing it. Mm-hmm. Still, I want to add, and this is also something he knows, just having a steady practice will improve his life, same as with most people. And well, I mean, he has access to the best tools. It's just the discipline and the application, but it's going fine. So,
anything you want to say more specifically about the Elmore-Aya connection? How would you describe their connection in human words?
yeah, so there's 6 parts of me incarnated here on Earth right now, and they will meet at some point as well, but this is not important.
6 parts of who?
Of me.
Of you as?
So yeah.
As who? How would you introduce yourself?
Yeah, you can call me Elmoria, you can call me something else, but it doesn't matter really. And Elmoria is not all I am, and it's not that. I mean, this identification is, it's just like humans put labels on everything, and sometimes it helps them and sometimes it hurts them. So
I see.
Just do whatever you want with it, but it's just part of a larger soul family, which you will also learn about more. Mm-hmm. And it's just good that it can give him strength now, and that's all that matters.
Okay, so you would confirm that Elmore-Aya is part of his higher self?
Yes.
And you said that there are 6 parts of you currently incarnate on Earth. Did I understand it correctly? So fragments of your soul's essence have incarnated on different human bodies here on Earth?
Yes.
As we speak. Why is that? Why have you chosen to do that?
Well, as always, it's interesting. You want to learn and grow, still make experiences, and it's, as his friend said, it's why with those, even if we've went through the school and graduated, why would we not come back now in the time of when we're most needed and when it's most exciting? So I've chosen to continue helping humanity, and I send out myself, my parts, children.
Why are you helping humanity?
It's necessary, that's one thing, because you would not get things done. You would destroy yourself without doubt, when we're honest. But there's just a lot of mercy and goodwill in this universe, so we want to help you to graduate instead of fail the tests again. And as it has been said, everything is connected, so when the Earth fails, at least humanity's current cycle ends in destruction and suffering again, then this ripples out and confirms and strengthens a lot of negativity, while the opposite is true as well. So we're just giving this slight push so that the whole can develop in a more healthy way. And well, then there's also obviously a side of compassion. It's just humans are crazy in a sense, but it's good to can be crazy in whatever way, but it's just good if they're free in being crazy, not crazy because they are just being dumb slaves.
Yes. Okay. So next question, what would be the most beneficial step on his spiritual path?
Yeah, in a sense, it really would be having fun and embodiment while also doing the work he needs to do. So doing the sessions, doing the writing and earning money. And this is obviously a lot of things at once. So this is also why he's struggling with this. And it's fine because, you know, the more challenging something is, the more time and the more effort you need to put into it. So It's also something he knows, again, in a sense, when he reaches the equilibrium, it will be quite amazing, hopefully, probably, but it is possible. Everything is possible, so just don't give up, don't doubt, and things will be revealed, but really discovering the lightness and joy again, as he's tried so many times, and he's trying now as well, but it will come, and it will just unlock so much when he's really able to just be present and just be positive with himself, with others. It will just, as always, the natural flow happens, but you will be much more happy when you're just tapped into it instead of feeling disconnected from it. And he's just been feeling disconnected for some time. It doesn't matter how, but spiritual practice, he should really continue the magic stuff. It's just somehow something he desires so much, so it will not only work, but it will also make him happy. And then, just have a dedicated path and just find and follow that structure. It's not that hard. Just do the work and stay in one direction. It doesn't have to be one path, but it's just one direction. If you're pulling in two different directions, you'll never get anywhere. This is just obvious and just something he knows. Practice.
He mentions opening up emotionally and being more vulnerable. He would like to do that, and he would like some guidance how.
It is such a crucial point because he has so many things to share, but he's afraid. He's so afraid of sharing it because he's still judging himself, and he just hasn't much practice talking about these sides of him, this emotional side, but also his experiences and his failures and and he has had enough of them, and it's important to acknowledge it for himself, to not forget it, and also to share it with others, because in the end it will be an inspiring story, because this is what you need, inspiring stories, and this is why he needs to learn how to tell it. And he's already on the way, but again, he's also weaseling here because he's started and then he went to do other things and then he came back. He just really needs to open up more and more. Just start especially telling your failures, just really, this could be an exercise for him, just really go out and tell people all the dumb shit you did and how it made you stronger. It would be beautiful, wouldn't it? Because we all do these mistakes and we keep repeating them, and you just learn through stories. So
to be more honest, you mean?
Yes, to be more honest.
But there's one more thing I wanted to ask you, because it's about more opening up emotionally, as he said. During the regression, and he mentioned at the end, actually, he talked about sadness, but he was laughing while he said that, and that may put a big question mark in me, whether he's I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I just wanted to bring it up because I just was interesting for me to observe. He said, I'm very sad, and he was laughing when he said that. So
there's two things here. Like, you're right that he has this thing of sometimes when he gets into a difficult situation, he just begins laughing, and it can be healthy, but it can also be a defense mechanism.
Yes.
So don't face away from these things, obviously. But here in this situation, the laughter was mainly his conscious part interacting with the past life, because he kind of found it funny how evocative it was, the past life being. He found it quite on the nose, so he was just entertained.
Okay. So another question would be, as he's asking about opening up emotionally, to what extent is he available to to allow himself to feel the emotions and tap into the emotions, and if it's not in a good level enough, how can he connect more with his emotional body?
This is a good question. Yeah, he needs to do this much more as well. It's connected to the embodiment as well.
Yes.
To the more just living more in the body.
And the intuition also, right?
Yeah, I mean, it all comes through that part. And I mean, he has this connection and it's not too bad, but really the issue here is similar as with the dreams. It's just the polarity he's not living in right now. So he's now, for example, he's doing a lot. So for feeling, you need to slow down, and it's just not what he's doing right now. And it's in a sense okay. So he doesn't need to chase it, but I think the most important thing would be to experience more quietness and more softness, slowness, and also intimacy with friends and with others, with romantic partners, to learn how to feel, learn how to feel and be soft, be slow, but also again, not just alone, but reestablish these connections, because it is like a sense and it is like a muscle, and you will grow into it.
Why was he not as connected as he could have been? What happened and he disconnected a little bit from his emotional bodies?
In a sense, it's a punishment he gave himself, but yeah, he knows more about that, and it's not necessary to go into it.
Okay. But is it in any way, because we have an important question about his, how would you call that?
No, I mean, I know the question, and you don't need to continue on it. So I mean, the point here is...
performance, let's say, in sexual intercourse. I wonder, just came to me now to ask you if these two subjects are in any way related.
Yeah, in a sense they are. I mean, a lot for him originated in this double crisis that hit him over the head. Yeah, it was quite terrible. It was quite devastating for him, really, and it has impacted his life in many ways, and in many ways he's also made it worse himself, like just terribly. But the point is that maybe fix some of these things, some of his ability to just let go in a certain sense. Some of it is really quite physical, and this I can relieve to a certain point. There's some connections, kind of nerve connections, and some mental connections to the body he has.
Okay, so how about we look a bit into his physical body right now, because he mentioned also some other issues, some other things that he's like feeling discomfort with. So maybe before I ask you for specific areas of the body, how about we go ahead and we do a body scan from head to toe, just to have an overall image?
Yes, so I'm already doing some energy work in the body, but we'll do a whole body scan and overhaul, and I can see what I can do.
Okay, what are the most prominent things that show up as more important things to assist him with today?
Yeah, so one thing I was doing is fixing his shoulders, because he had this, it's a small injury a long time ago, but there's been some things there.
Okay.
There's also been, his eyesight could be better.
Yeah, can you work on that as well today, if it's appropriate?
Yes, I'm working on it. I mean, he's in the way, but
why? He doesn't trust, or he doesn't believe it's possible?
Yeah, in a sense he's not believing it's possible, and he's still too present to let it.
So how about we tell Jan to not interfere with this process and allow for the healing to take place?
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling him, you're telling him, but I think it's it will be possible, and he is able to accept it. He is able to accept it. I just hope it stays with that, but no, he will be able to accept it. Yes. Yes.
He should.
Of course
Otherwise,
he should.
right?
But, yeah. But humans struggle with miracles, and it's normal.
Yeah, of course. Of course. It's a big one. It's massive. So you are working on his eyesight?
Yes.
Okay, good. So he's also talked about one of the main things he wanted to. The first question almost was about the sinuses. He has
Yes.
some discomfort since spring with this.
Yes,
What
it's
is
been.
this? I'm asking.
In a
because
sense, it's
this-
resistance. It's his resistance to life, in a sense. It's manifested in different ways, and he knows that. Yeah, now he's feeling a little bit because he has some back pain because of the energy work, but it will be fine.
Can you make sure that this doesn't have any physical discomfort while you are working on him energetically?
Yes and no, it's just the amount of energy in some of his channels. It's just intense, but it's fine, and it's gonna go away
Okay.
soon. So with the sinuses,
Yes.
he's just been, I mean, same as with other things. It has been a teacher, and it came because he wanted rest, and then
Rest.
yes, it stayed because
Mm.
he didn't take care of himself good enough, and then
Okay.
he
needed to take care of himself.
I mean,
Physically.
in the sense, it was okay. It wasn't like he was doing too much wrong, but still one of the lessons, and this is also something he knows. It's just that take care of yourself when you need to, and then this is the most important part. And if you don't, then the after effects will be worse than what you would be dealing with if you would just be taking care of yourself. So there were just some lessons, tied to each other. And later, and at some point he perpetuated it because he kind of felt like he needed it to have an excuse, in a sense, to be more chill, maybe, as he would call it. But the point is that can let go of it now. It's just completely useless.
He doesn't need it any longer.
I mean, he never really needed it, but it just, it taught him some lessons, and now we can just kind of get rid of it because it's just ridiculous to keep going with this.
Perfect. Then please go ahead and do any necessary adjustments so that he has no more discomfort in this area, any more symptoms.
I will repeat it so he will hear it, because he's sometimes still doubting these type of things. So the sinuses will be free, and they will stay free, and cannot guarantee that he will not be sick, obviously, but in the future. But I mean, later future, now everything is cleared there, so it will be free and not bothering him anymore.
Wonderful. Thank you. I think he's really going to appreciate it. Okay. Can I ask you for some other areas where we could set some light and attention into? Okay, so the knees.
Yeah, I'm working on them. It's not a big thing. That should be finished in a moment.
Okay, can we also have a look at the back?
Yeah, so the back is also an interesting thing. I'm not gonna fix all of it because some of it is there for a reason, but this lower back vertebra, I will first get rid of all the tensions that he doesn't need. I mean, some of them are actually, again, there for a reason, but all which is not, I will remove, and then also relax the muscles that are pulling this vertebra, and I will reposition it. This is also something like he needs to continue working with his back, so it won't be perfect, but it will be better and it will be fine in the future. Again, it's also something that is there for a reason, in a sense. I mean, he needs some embodiment, and if he wouldn't have any physical reason, he would just be even more lazy.
Okay, but you will do what is appropriate for the back.
No, I'll still do a lot of things. So there's gonna be a lot less tension.
Okay.
And there's gonna be, again, this vertebrate will be better and won't be bothering him for some time.
Wonderful.
Maybe never. Let's see.
And how long is this healing to take place? Is it gonna be done today, or are you gonna keep working on it for a few days?
Yeah, most will be done now and a little bit over the rest of the day, and but I would still continue until tomorrow night.
Okay.
What is it, Thursday or something? It should be done. If anything, it will be tiny things happening.
What can he do to assist in the healing process?
First, he really can believe that all of this is possible. I mean, he has seen this on the smaller scale. He's heard some stories, but he hasn't seen any big things happening to others in person. So he's seen some things, but it's not, there's still obviously some doubt, but the point, his doubt is a self-sabotage, and I mean, he's talked about that, and so first, just kill that doubts. They're just a sickness in themselves. So then the second part is to just be gentle, stretch, move, and enjoy yourself as well. He's on the right path to that.
Okay. And how can he deepen his connection to, he said, the higher worlds? I guess he means to his inner wisdom and his ability to connect to spirit.
Yeah, you called them psychic abilities, and it was good you called them that, because higher worlds is indeed a vague formulation. Yeah, they are already awakening. I mean, for him, it's very interesting to find out more about how to deal with them, because he has some type of things happening and he doesn't really know how to make sense of them and so on. It's actually the same as with the other things. He just needs more time, calm, and presence. Spiritual practice will obviously help, but you cannot be in your head, and you cannot be in a rush, and you cannot be distracted. All of this kills your spiritual senses, so be in a real equilibrium will help. People who will help him, he will be in places which will activate things as well. So, his desire is fully understandable, and it will happen over time. It's just good that, he learns how to give himself some quiet, calm, focused time during the day. Don't always do things, just stop and feel very precisely, because this is the key. You learn to do everything fast in this world, so it is not easy to do, and your conscious mind will be interfering. But now, in this next phase, it will be easier for him.
And is there any last message that you have for him for today?
Learn. First, know that you can love yourself, know that you can be quite amazing and be proud of that. Know that your vulnerability will always be a strength, and really value your body. Don't just think about it. Don't just think about valuing your body, but do it. Show it. practice it, and it will bring you health and pleasure and presence.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here because I have been in contact with him and he has been in contact with me, but it's good to be directly speaking. It's good to remember our power. This is where all modern problems, if you want to call it them, come from. It's self-imposed suffering. And if you would know your power, then why would you make yourself suffer?
Yes. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. Really appreciate it.